And welcome to Prepare Trading. Today we just want to do a quick market update on some of the things that I see happening in the markets. This video, I want to really focus on just some of the basics of trading and how to look at patterns. It's not going to be that complicated. This is more for new people. So if you've been trading for a while, you might get a little bored. You might learn something new. So on this chart here, if we look at Facebook, we had an initial move up during the pre-market. This gray area here is the pre-market. And then we had a breakdown, small pullback, and now it's breaking down again. And this is on a 15-minute chart. The next chart next to it, on a 5-minute, it's already broken down and broken my 200. This gold line on the 5-minute, which is a green line on the 15-minute, is still the same thing. It's a 200-day moving average. So some of the things that you might want to look at on a downtrend like this is where's this going to keep going down to? So if we look at this, you can put up a support and resistance line, maybe right here, and see where this might pull back to. So some of the basics of trading would be looking at a move after it's happened and understanding how far can that move continue. Because I wasn't a part of the morning move, but I may want to trade this move that's happening now. So those are things that I always pay attention to and watch just whenever you're trading. Let's go to another chart real quick and see if we can just look for basic things that we can look at. So on Facebook, we had that move lower. We had a move up in the pre-market, and then we had the move lower and when the market actually opened. And it's kind of the same thing that happened here in Amazon, right? So because markets correlate, they kind of move the same. They're both traded on the NASDAQ. So that's sometimes how you can get some kind of market correlation out of stocks. But if you look at this here too, we don't really necessarily have a point back here that we can say that this is a sense of support. The sense of the real support would have been higher up. I have to change this tool over here. The real support would have been higher up right here somewhere, right? And we've broken that already. And if you look at it here, it's already broken. I prefer to have it more at the most recent part of the chart just to be able to tell where can we still keep going or whatever. On the 200, on the 5-minute, it hasn't broken it, whereas in Facebook, it had broken. I'll go back to Facebook real quick. On Facebook, it did break the 200. So sometimes you might have two charts that somewhat look alike, but they're a little bit different at different spots. It's a very important thing to pay attention to. Small details really, really matter when you're trading. And the better you can get at identifying things that are the same, but not exactly the same, and reasons why, you'll be better off at trading. So this is Google here. We had a somewhat of a move sideways. It went higher, I guess came down and went sideways pretty much in the pre-market. And then we broke down. We've broken the 200 SMA on the 15-minute here, and on the 5-minute, we've been broken it. So if we look at the price is continuing lower here. So if you wanted to get into this, you would probably be thinking to yourself, let me use my basic support and resistance line again to where the last part, it actually stopped. And maybe it can come down to here before it actually pulls back and goes green. Or maybe it doesn't. This is part of trading where you're not trying to predict, you're trying to anticipate what may happen next. And by setting that line there, we can anticipate. If it comes into it, we might want to buy. If it stays where it's at now and turns around and goes up, then who cares because it's in no man's land. Let's look for another trade. So on this chart, we have Chipotle, which is another good symbol that's really good. Chipotle was up higher yesterday, we traded sideways in the pre-market, has popped up again today, and now it's just going straight up. So we don't really have the moves down and all that, and those are completely different than Amazon and Facebook that we looked at before. So with every chart, you kind of want to go to it with a brand new set of eyes, but knowing that you have other things that are down drastically, and you don't want to be too long something because it can pull back. I mean, we've seen what those other symbols were doing. So here in Chipotle, we have a move higher, small pullback, and it looks like it's trying to make another high here. This may need to go sideways for a while, given that everything's going down, and then start to go up. But nonetheless, we can still do the same thing. Put our resistance line here at the top, and we're putting it at the top because we want to find the next point that it might break out. It's already broken out above this area here, but it hasn't made another new high. So I feel comfortable with having my line here at the top. And these are called support and resistance lines. When the market's underneath it, it's resistance. When the market's above it, it's support. So if we go back to where was our example here in Google, here this is a support line because when it comes down, it'll hit it and be support, and we can probably try to buy. Versus and knowing that, okay, this is a resistance line because when it comes up to this, this is resistance. It has to break above this. So just a short video on how you can look at basic patterns in the markets up or down and try to use support and resistance line to gauge where the last point of resistance is, where the next one might be, where